Hi everyone, I am Datev. I've been a professional life coach for over 15 years now. And the last 2 weeks, we're talking about the idea of self-worth. So we looked into what is self-worth, how does it look, and how important it is for us in every aspect of our lives. As promised, this week we're going to be talking about how to heal our self-worth. And a lot of you must have picked up on the idea that self-worth has to do with our perception and our beliefs and our thinking. And that is correct, actually. It is to do with our thinking, how we think about ourselves. What thoughts about ourselves do we take seriously or we pay attention to? So, but as a healing methods, if you want to call it methods, I'm not gonna thus say, so now that you've realized that it's all to do with your thinking and ideas and perceptions, let's give it a positive spin, right? So if you don't think you're worthwhile in this aspect, I can show you that you're worthwhile, and you will keep repeating those things to yourself until it becomes a second nature to you. I personally don't find it very effective and everlasting. What I find a lot more impactful in a more permanent way is to open our minds a bit more and look deeper into the idea of self. And self, what is self? What am I made of? Am I all these roles that people assign me to? Am I all these, 8 out of 10 teacher, 9 out of 10 mother, 5 out of 10 partner or neighbor? Am I all these things, or am I something much more than that? My value and worth has nothing to do with how I come across in today's society based on the roles that I'm carrying out, well or not well. My self-worth as a human being does not depend on any of that. They're all made up. They're all creation of our minds. But we forget that. We think that it's reality. There is some real standard out there that everybody can measure up against based on their age and sex and, whatever else. And then a lot of us fail. A lot of us, fail because we cannot measure up against this universal standard which is just there, but our lives have keep going up and down. For example, right, if you make up the idea that a worthwhile person is someone that does well socially, and they're very popular and they make above average money, right, and you think that this is a standard, then as life is, even if you're making good money today, you may not be tomorrow. So where does that leave you? A fluctuating sense of self-worth based on how well you're doing, financially, socially, in your relationships? I don't know. In my opinion, that's not the best way to actually approach or heal my sense of self-worth. Actually, the best idea that I came across about self-worth is not to think better about ourselves. The best way is actually not to think about ourselves at all. As in, if you are engaged into something, if you're parenting, if you're working, if you are presenting, if you are doing anything, if you don't pay attention to the thinking that judges how am I doing as this, how am I doing as that, you're going to be a lot more present in that activity or in that moment in your life. And guess what? You're going to do much better than you expected to. And more importantly, you're going to derive more joy out of most things or everything that you're doing in your life if you think of yourself less. So I hope I managed to plant the seeds of something very, very important and a very big subject in less than 5 minutes. And I will see you next week. Take care.